Hey guys, I'm Tutorial Phil. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a more detailed review of this bag, the hard-sided that I got from Paris. And this is actually from the Louis Vuitton Men's Spring-Summer 2019 runway collection, but it took them a little over a year to make this one. And I think I even got it fairly early, but I did place the order pretty quickly right after the runway. So this is the black clutch box and it's the Model 4. This isn't numbered for each one of these, but it's the design model, meaning everyone who ordered this clutch box, it's going to say 004. So there's a 001, 002, etc. And Virgil continued it for fall winter 2019 as well. So this one I kind of call like a cigarette box opening. And it's actually what the Petite Mall used to look like. Now only the exotics have this type of opening. And this is what I preferred, which is why I was excited that it was brought back for this hard-sided. And this is the material information as well as the product item number. So it's coated fabric, it's the coated canvas, and the as cowhide leather trim and interior lining is both leather. This is the clutch box. I don't know what the G stands for, and it's Absolute Noir or black. The model number is M20152. This is leather, and then this is like a distressed canvas look. You can see how it's kind of uneven, and there's no monogram or print on it. And this is Virgil's signature hardware where the chains would go. The only LV thing about this, or the only LV is actually right there, which you may or may not be able to see, but on the middle right there has the LV monogram. Some of the screws do have the monogram flower, so like here is the monogram flower, as well as the attachment for this hardware has that. And then the corners are metal. So all the corners as well as this side brace is also metal. The chain you can maybe kind of see from this lighting. This is metal because it's darker, and then this is, I think it's ceramic, it's fairly light. It's the same material for pretty much I think all of their chains. So the Pochette Volga in Prism that either I already have on my channel or will be in very soon has this exact same chain, except the Pochette Volga in Prism is white and this is in black. So this, it's been called like a hairpin mechanism. I don't know if there's a official name for it or if that is it, but it resembles a bobby pin. So you just slide it out. And same with the Pochette Volga, there's nothing to really hold this, so it just dangles once you open it. And I just wish there was something I can maybe put on the side here. I don't think I want to put it through here because it's going to scratch the metal. I believe all this is like coated matte metal, so when you scratch it, it ends up looking silver. And then this is slightly magnetized, which is great, so that even if it's even if you don't have it open, it's not going to just fly. The top's not just going to fly open, and it does make it easier to close as well because it kind of locks into place. The inside is lined in leather, and then there's the tag. It's made in France. It's the Spring-Summer 2019 runway. I believe all of the hard-sideds are lined in leather. It's also black inside, and it's just one open compartment with a flat slot here. I made the mistake of kind of using it to put some metro tickets, and because it fell down too low, I had to kind of stretch it open a little bit in order to get it. So right now it's kind of already permanently stretched a little bit. I don't really know what you'll use the back for. I think it could fit a passport and it would still stick out so you can easily grab it. Besides that, I feel like it's almost mostly just decorative, just to have an element inside of it. So that's how the side looks open. and it just creases right here in the back. So there's no hinge here, it just creases the canvas. And the bottom is pretty plain. There aren't any feet, but something I did notice is that the metal rivet here is not coated in black. I think it's coated the same way as the monogrammy clips. So it's like a darker finish, because everywhere else you can see the rivets or nails are in the matte black treatment. I think they figured it's gonna be the most scratched up, so rather than make it black and have it look scuffed up, they just make it the normal metal color. The one thing that does irritate me a little bit is how finicky the system is, because you do have to line it up pretty well in order to close it. And there's already a little bit of scratch mark on the closing mechanism, and there's pretty much no way to avoid it just because of how narrow the opening is, and you're really trying to slot it in. Every single time you want to open and close it, you have to go through that, unless you want to leave this dangling, but it's really not a good look, and it can potentially damage the other metal pieces when it's dangling, because this part is metal as well. It comes with a shoulder strap. It's pretty standard. The only difference is that it's using the matte black metal as well. Besides that, this leather it feels and smells the same exact as the Keepall in Damier Graphite. So it's pretty much their standard black leather that they use for straps. Nothing really special with this one, and it doesn't have any stamping on it either to say that it is runway or part of the hard-sided. So it does have a shoulder pad, so it's wider, because these hard-sided bags are definitely heavier than a leather bag. This one's not as heavy as a titanium one, which I'll show you in a second so you can compare it. So this does help, and I think it improves the look as well. So all the metal here is coated with a matte black finish. And this does have this leather keeper. And if you guys actually know the real name of this, I would be interested to know. I've just always been calling it a keeper, but I don't know if that's actually the correct terminology for this part. So as you adjust it, basically it keeps the extra flap or the extra strap from kind of flapping out. And these would connect to the sides right here. So they would just hook onto the sides. And I'll show you when I try it on, you'll be able to see it. It is eventually gonna scratch the bottom part of it. It's already a little bit chipped, I think, and the top part of here, because it's inevitable when you start putting things in there and it moves around, it's gonna start scratching it. But it's not gonna be noticeable because it's on the underside of the clip and this part. In terms of what can fit inside, the tricky thing here is that it's rigid, so it's not going to expand. I have one of the newer sunglass case. This does fit the Millionaire, but it's actually a little smaller than the Millionaire. I think this came with my Showdown. I think that was the sunglass. So this will fit inside of it, but it's pretty snug. So you can actually put it in like that. It does make it a little harder to get because it's rigid, but it is possible. So this is an external battery, but it's sized like an iPhone 10. And of course it can easily fit in. I don't think you're gonna wanna put your phone in here because of how finicky the closing mechanism is. But let's just say you have something that size. You can of course fit another card holder. Sometimes I carry a mints. This is my external camera, and it's kind of the same size as an AirPod, and there's still room to fit that in. Of course, since you can't stretch this open, the more you put in there, the harder it is to get things out, because you're gonna have to take all the top things out first. So then that is like a hand cream. This is a lip balm. I will say what I like about this opening is that your item doesn't have to be flush with the top here because there's clearance on the top. So you could actually put things that from the side looks like it extends beyond the top, but it will still close. I put this maybe over here, or if I slot it in. So the other thing is you may want to put anything that's rigid or hard inside of a soft case because it's probably going to scratch the leather. And then you could potentially, I think this might be too full, but you could potentially put something on top. So maybe if I take out the camera, I can so this would be example. You can see here the sunglass case goes over the edge, but because it has clearance on top and it doesn't go over the hinge, I can actually still close it. Even though the sunglass case looks like it sticks out, it will still close shut. And what I usually do if I am gonna bring a sunglass case is I'm gonna put things inside of here, usually like lip balm and the hand cream or hand sanitizer and maybe even my keys too. So it serves double duty. If I do need to put my sunglasses away, I can put it in the box and then use a drawstring pouch for the rest of the items. Or if I don't end up using this, then it stores and organizes the little things in my bag. So that's more or less what fits inside. And then next, I'm going to show you what it looks like on. So I wanted to compare it with the titanium clutch box that I have. They're both really similar in sizing. It's almost identical, but it's not exactly. The black one is slightly taller. And overall, the black one is just slightly larger than the titanium one in terms of the height, width, and the depth. But they're very similarly constructed, although the closing mechanism is of course what's really different. So this one does open like a traditional trunk where you have the handles here and you have to open both of them. And this one opens like a clamshell. And the magnet is definitely a lot stronger than the magnet on this one. So this one won't stay open if you just let it go. But it's really two completely different designs in terms of how they open. This though does allow you to store more things in here because it's not divided. And then this one, because it's divided and it's also gusseted, it limits what kind of things you can put in there. And then in terms of the straps, the new one, the black one, is fairly standard. There's nothing too special about it except for the matte black hardware. The titanium, on the other hand, is definitely more special. It has a large leather strap, and it does have this like canvas or nylon webbing. But this is, I think, a lot more unique, and it has Louis Vuitton in a different font treatment. And that's my video. Thank you for watching. Check out my Instagram page for the latest updates and exclusive content. I usually post a lot more often then, and you can kind of see what is going to come up next on my YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.